Hey beauties! Trying out a new intro. Let me know what you guys think down below. Alright, welcome to today's video and welcome back to the channel. So today, as you can tell from the title above, I desperately need to organize my concealers, so we're going through my concealer collection, which I'm super excited about. And also, I'm pre-recording videos in advance, so this eye makeup tutorial might be up before this video. It might not, who knows, but anyways, that video is coming if you want to see how I did this cut crease. But anyways, let's go ahead and take the concealers out. I really want my favorite concealers in here, and then I can find homes for my other concealers somewhere else. I don't know what this is. That can go over there so I can pick it up. It's not important right now. But anyways, yes, I am in desperate need of my concealer. This is glass. The hell is this too? What the hell is this too? What the fuck broke? Alright. Dangerous. But anyways, I have a whole bunch of concealers in front of me. This isn't even all of them, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this video and try to organize them as best as I can. Actually, you know what? Instead of pausing this video, I'm going to try and organize these. As best as I can. I'm just thinking. I'm trying to at least think. Some of these I've used, some of these I haven't. So, ooh, that's a good one. That's a bad one. That's a good one. I'm trying to make little areas that kind of represents like number 1, best type things. Number 2, good. And then number 3, crap. As you guys can see. I have favored concealers, clearly, over others. The one I use now is the LA Colors Conceal It Cover and Correct Concealer. That one's pretty good, honestly. This is actually turning out to be quicker than I thought it would, which is nice. Oh. Oh no. Some of these I'm having flashbacks and memories to horrible concealer days. And one of them I actually need to open. That's one of those horrible concealers. I need to open that one and try that. Right. Let's get into it. Got my container right here. I got my 1, 2, 3 areas. Let's do this. So I'm going to start with the concealers I have rated number 1. So my number 1, about to set these all completely out. I actually have 2 of those. Alright, number one is this L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer. Mine is in the shade Eggshell, which is actually the perfect concealer for me. So I'm going to put it right there. It's the perfect concealer color for me, so if you're close to my skin tone, which I'm very light, but I have yellow undertones because I am Native American. My mother is Native American, so I do have Native American in me, which is where I get my dark undertones from, and why I prefer yellow highlights on my skin. Alright, next, I think I'm just going to go ahead and grab my faves. and debate between them. Okay, these are faves. I think I'm gonna have to go ahead and put these two next because I've tried these two. This is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm. It's a really good shade match for me. And then this is the Hydrating e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Rose. This is another really good one for me. And now we're going to talk about ones I haven't tried. I'm actually going to put them in the order I want to try them. So the one I really want to try is the Fenty Beauty Concealer in the shade 105, which I don't know if this is the one that matches the foundation. This looks like it's going to be a great under eye highlight for me. Super excited to try that. And the one I'm excited to try next will be the Rare Beauty Concealer. Mine is in the shade 100W, which... Ooh, this is another one that I think is a really good shade match for me. I have really, really terrible shade matches also. I just bought this a couple weeks ago. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Creamy Concealer. Mine is in the shade Fair 10N. So, in the packaging, it looks a little dark. Yeah, this might be a little dark for me. Maybe, maybe not. Still excited to try. Might be a good color, who knows. Alright, so just give me a second to reorganize this. I'll be right back. Alright, so these are my second favorite of the ones that made my top favorite concealers out of all my concealers. So this one is the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Mine is in the shade 5 Ivory, and I don't know why I like this concealer, because it's been so long since I tried it, but I'm going to put it in here so I know to try it again. The next one is the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Antioxidant Concealer in 005. This is a shit under eye concealer color for me. It's very dark, but it's a really good formula. And I have two of these because I bought these on Amazon. I have the LA Girl Pro Concealers, and I have them both in the shade Porcelain. These are really good ones. Next is this Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Ivory. So I think you can actually use these as like a foundation sticks as well. But this is kind of a little light from what I prefer. Maybe I'll go back to Sephora tomorrow and pick up a darker shade of the matchstick and use it as a foundation. Let me know what you guys think of that. Next is the Catrice Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. Mine is in the color 001 Fair Ivory. Picked this up because I picked this up last year because Kathleen Lights loved and raved about this for so long when I watched her videos. And I only tried it once when I was pregnant, and I don't remember liking it, so I need to retry this. I'm going to put that right there. Here's another one I need to try. I've never tried this one. This is the Wet n Wild Megalast Incognito Concealer, and I have mine in the shade Fair Beige. It's going to be a good color for me. This is new. And every time I go to the store and I want to go get some new makeup, I see this concealer and I am reminded to try this again. This might be a little pink for me for an under eye concealer. I don't know. I'll have to definitely try that. Alright, so I only have 4 more that made it into my number 1 category. Next, let's talk about, alright, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser Concealer, and I have mine in the shade 110 Fair. For some reason, I feel like this is really dark. I've used this a couple of times. It was back when I was pregnant, so I have to retry this. And I'm trying to get all of my ones to just sit in this one area. It's probably not going to work. I only have 3 more to talk about. Next is the NYX Can't Stop and Won't Stop Concealer. I have mine in the shade Pale. I don't like the foundation, but I don't really remember liking the concealer either, so I really need to retry this because it's been years. Next is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. I don't remember liking this one either. I have mine in the shade 01 Classic Ivory. I'll definitely be revisiting that one because I love the Infallible one. And then the last one is this CoverGirl Full Spectrum All Day Idol Brightening Concealer. Mine is in the shade, it's not on the bottle. It's not on the bottle. But this I know is too dark for me, but I still like it because I like the packaging, I guess. I don't know. So that's why it made it into my little one section. Alright, this is what I ended up with. Let me go ahead and reorganize my number 2s, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I have a line of my number 2 rated concealers, and I already picked out my top of the line number 2s. So this one has to be the best of my number 2 rated concealers. This is the JOAH Truly Yours Full Cover Concealer. Mine is in the shade Porcelain. This is full coverage from what I remember of trying it. I'll have to try it again because my skin is different now. So that's going to go right there. I have 3 of these. I was so excited when I saw this at Dollar Tree. I picked up all my shade. So this is the Wet n Wild Come Correct Celebrity Concealer. I have this shade. This one was medium. This was the one I mostly used, and these two are fair. So I've never actually had it in my shade, but I love this concealer. It's very full coverage. It's very sticky. Definitely have to set it. Definitely with the JOAH one. I'm really excited to try that. Next, this is not my shade, but I'll fix it. It's the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW25. I love this concealer. I love the fact that you get so much of this concealer. And I love the packaging. I love the pump. I don't actually own another concealer that has a pump. So this packaging, it gets me. It gets me. Next is the e.l.f. Flawless Concealer. So this is a little sticky, which is why it's not my number 1. But I have it in the shade Fair Warm. And I kind of have a thing for the big doe foot applicator for some reason. I don't know. But anyways. And then this is one I recently picked up, but I haven't used. It's the Essence High Beauty Under Eye Brightening Concealer. And mine is in the shade Peach Beige. I don't know if this is going to be a good color for me. Yeah, this is really dark. But I'll make it work. Because I'm really excited to try this. But I'm going to try it as a concealer. So, alright, now I'm getting my number 2s together. Okay, so I have my number 2 row 2s, I guess. So the standout one in all of these has to be the JOAH Truly Yours Dark Circle Concealer in the shade Porcelain for me, personally. I don't feel like this exploded. Oh no. It's just the packaging. Again, this is one that I loved years ago. I'm gonna have to retry it. But I'm pretty sure I'll still love it. Just from what I remember is what I'm rating some of these. This is the NYX Gotcha Covered Concealer in the shade Light. This was a hassle for me to buy, I think. I bought it on Black Friday a couple years ago at Ulta, and the lady didn't put it in my bag, so I literally had to go back and get another one. And I don't think that this is a good color for me, honestly, either. But it's another one of those thick, sticky concealers. Next, I'm going to have to go ahead and put this one, is the e.l.f. HD Lifting Concealer. Mine is in the shade Fair. This is definitely a concealer I use on days where I want more natural makeup, at least from what I remember of this. Next, I'm going to go ahead and talk about this one. This is the Hard Candy Glamouflage Heavy Duty Concealer. I have a little trial size of this, so I don't know the shade. The shade's not a good match for me, but again, this is another one of those full cover sticky concealers. This is the Broadway Colors Dark Circle Concealer in the shade Porcelain. It's stiff, but this is a really good color match for me, and it's actually lasted very long on my skin from what I remember. I remember watching a Kelly Strack video where she didn't like this concealer, which is just goes to show you guys that everybody's different. Everybody's skin is different. I love Kelly Strack. She didn't like this concealer, but I did. Alright, next of the last of my number twos, and I'll get into why this is the last, is my L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Concealer, and it's in the shade W123 Fair Light Pale. I hate L'Oreal's colors. This is an actual brush, and from what I remember of this burned my eyes. This burned my under eyes. But I'm going to have to try it again because this was like my second bottle and I don't remember the first bottle doing that. So I'm going to have to try this again because that happened years ago. Alright, now let's get into my final number twos. This is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Multi-Use Concealer in the shade W12 Fair. I don't remember my opinion on this, so I'm definitely going to try that again. I have two of these because I picked one up from Dollar Tree. These are the Wet n Wild Illuminati Highlighting and Concealing Pens. I have Ivory Into You and Posing Nude. I do like these. I like the Ivory one. It's very brightening for my skin, but I've never tried the Posing Nude one. I'm gonna guess it's probably gonna be a little too dark for me, but I did like the formula of these personally for my skin. They weren't full cover concealers, so don't go into it thinking that those are full cover concealers. And I need to open this one. And this is not a shade for me, but I'm going to use it as like a contour, I think. Or maybe I'll just lighten it up like I do with my matte concealer. This is the Milani Retouch and Erase Light Lifting Concealer. I have it in the shade 06 Deep Honey. I love Milani's face products, and I found this at Dollar Tree. I'm gonna get a better shade for me, but I'm gonna try this first. I've never tried this, as is obvious because I just opened it with you guys. And this is what I'm left with. A much healthier looking container. Alright, let me go ahead and get my rated 3s. I'll be right back. Alright, I've organized my rated 3s, and I've set out my top rated 3s, and it's not that many, don't get mad at me. I only have 3 top rated ones. So out of all of these, I have to say, God, they all suck. Probably this one. The NYX Above and Beyond Full Coverage Concealer. I have mine in the shade Fair. I, for some reason, don't like this. It just doesn't blend on my under eyes very well, but I will try this again one day. Next is, it was a choice between this and that NYX one, but I decided to do the NYX one because I don't remember that one creasing on me. This I remember creasing on me. This is the Maybelline Dream Illuminating Creamy Concealer in 10 Fair. I love the color of this. It's very blendable for me. I think it has sparkles in it, if I remember correctly. Yeah, it has sparkles in it. It did crease on me even with the powder, so that's why it's a number 3. And then the last one is this MAC Studio Finish Concealer in SPF 35 and NW 35. And I actually like this concealer. It's just not the right shade for me, but I can make it work. Alright, let me go ahead and organize my rated 2 number 3s. Alright, I'm ready to talk about my rated 2 number 3s. So, first one is probably this one because it smells so delicious. It's this e.l.f. concealer. It's in the shade Light Beige. It's not a color for me. It smells like Fruit Loops. So, yeah. Next, I hear my Kai bug. Once I finish with this video, I'm going to go get him. And I'm going to lay with him for a little bit. Next is the CoverGirl True Blend Fix Stick Concealer. I don't have my shade listed on here. Fair. I don't like concealer sticks like this, but I've had worse. And again, is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Crayon Concealer, and mine is in W123 Fairlight Pale. But again, I don't like crayon concealers. My dad's getting a little frustrated. Next is the Bobbi Brown Tinted Eye Brightener in medium to dark bisque. Hated this. And then Physicians Formula Concealer Twins. Alright. So, oh my poor Kai bugs. I have a rated 3 round 3s, and then I'm gonna have a rated 3 round 4s. The best one has to be this Revlon Beyond Natural Concealer and Highlighter in 320 medium. The packaging sucks, it's broke, and it's a little dark for me. Alright, next is the Broadway Colors Concealer Cream in Ivory. Bad color. The e.l.f. Cover Everything Concealer in Tan. This is actually a really good eye primer. I have 2 of these. The e.l.f. Highlighting and Concealers. I have 2 shades. I have Light Glow and Medium Glow. Probably got this from Dollar Tree. And then the last ones are all concealer sticks. Probably the LA Colors Cover Up Pro Concealer Stick in light beige, LA Colors Contour Stick in light to brighten, and then this is the LA Colors Concealer in light. So, I need to go cuddle my little munchie. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys!